What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I put a dead battery in the GoPro. Nice one, Chris. There, that's better. Now you guys won't die on me. I fit the TT in the garage. I cleaned the garage a little bit. Just kind of threw everything on the counter and threw the Street Fighter and the bench press and stuff over here. Just, you know, just made enough room to fit this. Still got some reclaim materials here so I can finish the ceiling from the HVAC and just a lot of projects, guys. You know who I am, so yeah. But I got my goal for the week. I got the TT in the garage. So if you missed the first video, this is my 2002 Audi TT Quattro that I got for $100. So this is now the channel car as the $100 TT. Been sitting in the woods for 5 years, hasn't ran. We started it up in the last video. Interior is a little bit rough. We got it all cleaned up, got all the stuff out of here. The seats in the back will clean up just fine, but these front seats, they are sun-baked and shot. And it sat in the woods for 5 years with the windows down, so door panels and everything are good, but seats and the rollers are just, these are gonna have to come out. And it gives me an excuse to buy some nice fancy racing bucket seats. But coming from the last video where we kind of spiffed up the inside and got all the wildlife out of there so I felt comfortable pulling it into my garage, now we have it in the garage. And it's time to get a look at the turbo because I'm thinking that's what the problem is. A little bit of backstory on the car. The previous owner brought it to the shop. They quoted him like $3 grand to fix whatever the problem was, and he can't remember what it was. It was 5 years ago, and he just kind of parked the car in his yard and left it there. And I don't think it's engine related because I started up and it did not have any idling issues like it was a head gasket. And I mean, it wasn't blowing any smoke in this area. It was just all out the tailpipe. So it's either internally or it's just a bad turbo. So for $100 that started up and rolled and drove, if it's just the turbo, that's the easiest freaking thing ever. So yes, we got her in the garage. Now, keep in mind, this is the Audi TT 180 horsepower version, not the 225. You can tell by having a single exhaust, which I have, and the intake housing coming from the left. The intake manifold coming to the right means it's 225, but intake manifold to the left, where it's feeding from, it's a 180. You can also tell by the 5-speed versus 6-speed. The 180s have the 5-speed, the 225s have the 6-speed. It is the Quattro though, it's the all-wheel drive. I'll prove it. You see right there? Quattro, baby. So she is the all-wheel drive. If it's just the turbo on this car, add a few parts, somehow make a front mount work, get rid of that stupid mini front mount that they have on the side here that doesn't even have much airflow to it. Bigger turbo, bigger injectors, and then have my buddy at Red River Motorworks in Moorhead, Minnesota, tune it up for me. I'm not really sure. Those are just my ideas. I mean, I would love to just make it a complete sleeper and swap a V8 in here, but German and Euro cars, you don't got that much room. I mean, maybe an S4 engine, but that's a little out of my league. I think I'm just gonna keep it the 4-banger. The TT, guys, come on. But anyways, a $100 car. We're gonna look at the turbo, just get an eyeball at it. I don't see very much oil coming out around the engine and the front. There's a little bit here, but this could just be from this shitty dipstick that's like cracking and falling apart. So I should probably get a new one of those before something falls in the engine. But yeah, I have no idea. I haven't got to look at it. My GTI, I used to have a Mark V GTI. I could crawl under there and I could at least see the turbo. But in this car, the differential going to the back to power the Quattro system is right in the frickin' way to see the turbo. So the GTI didn't have that. It was just front wheel drive. And on this car, I tried, can't do it. So we're gonna have to look at the turbo from the top and see what I can see and kind of go from there. Got the Coors Banquet. Let's go to work, baby. Okay, first thing I noticed right off the bat, Audi, why do you do this? Why have a little cover, literally just a piece of plastic on top of your plastic airbox? Why not just dress up the airbox? Isn't that a waste of money? I mean, you guys make plenty of money, so just saying. Ooh. Ooh. What do we have in here? Oh, wow. I thought the filter looked clean until I saw underneath. Looks like we had a mouse living up there for 5 years. The other side's clean though. Look at that. It's like factory clean right there. But that is not good, so we're gonna... I guess I haven't looked in here to see if there's any live critters. I think we're good. I already drove the car, so I went through the engine if they're not. Wanna know the best part of a Coors Banquet? That's it. The Coors Banquet. Well, just getting the charge pipe off. It goes down from, I'm just trying to get this top pipe here. That's the down pipe to the front mount here, this little mini front mount. When I popped it off, look how much freaking oil came out of there. Look at all that oil. That all came out of the little front mount. So this is the little aluminum tube that runs it along the bottom where the lowest point is, just to make sure that the hose doesn't get dinged up. And that goes from the charge pipe that we're trying to take out, that top pipe, along the wheel, along the belt, right to here, to the little mini side front mount that really has no airflow. So this is completely filled with oil that just dumped out on the ground under here. So that leads me to believe that it's definitely a turbo, because like I said, there's no smoke coming out up here, like at all. It's all out the back. So far, I think it's just the turbo, because there is a fuck ton of oil in that thing, and now I gotta clean that mess up. Okay, all the antifreeze is out. The oil looked good. No metal shavings. No metallic little flakes in there. And now we are trying to, I don't know if the camera is picking it up with the lighting, but the turbo is right here under the manifold, and we have 3 manifold bolts. And then on the back side of the turbo manifold, where it goes down to the downpipe, there's 4 downpipe bolts, and I'm able to crack these top 2 loose up here, but for the bottom 2, I had to rig up the super duper extension breaker bar 9000 and climb under the car to strategically wiggle my way in there and then crack the bottom 2 loose. So that's what we're doing, trying to get the downpipe off. As far as the feed and return lines go, I might just have to unbolt the oil return line, which is right here. Here's your turbo return line. So it comes from the bottom of the turbo. Apparently that one's tricky to get to, so it might just be easier to take these 2 bolts out that are easily accessible and pull out this whole hard pipe. There's plenty of videos out there that probably show a better example, but I'm just kind of going with the flow here. There is no way people are getting these fucking bolts off. Like, I got them all cracked loose, the manifold bolts on the turbo, but they're not coming off. They get to the end where it's all rusty, and I'm just gonna cut the downpipe in half so I can manhandle it on the fucking ground instead of letting it make me its bitch, because they're not coming off. I've tried. People on YouTube make it look so easy. It's gonna take off these little bolts off the turbo. It's so perfect. We got it all done. No, in reality, you're like, never goes as planned. Especially with a car that's been sitting in the woods for 5 years. Getting out the Sawzall, we're gonna cut the bitch off because I'm done messing with it. Was at the job site today trying to cut tile and the power went out, so I don't have a light in the room. I didn't have a saw. Had to take a long lunch break. He just screwed my whole day up, and then I come home and I'm still not able to get this damn turbo out. So yeah, that's how my day's going, in case you're wondering. Sweet! Okay. Alright, so not sure if the camera can get this. Let me move the light. Right there. Kinda. Okay, well, that right there. This is the turbo exhaust side. Here's your downpipe, your turbo manifold to your downpipe. Just cut it right there, right before the flex pipe. And then, worst comes to worst, I just weld it back together. But here's why I'm thinking I won't. You guys see those freaking bolts there? Those flanges are like disgusting, and those bolts are not ever gonna come off. So might as well just scrap it and sell those cats to my Bosnian friends so they can do whatever the hell they do with them, and just get a new high flow cat downpipe. Make myself a little more room down here and have new bolts in case I gotta, you know, take everything back out if the motor blows up. There you are, you little bastard. I was on the Audi forums, and apparently on the 180 models, there's a bolt that goes from the driver's side to passenger side, or passenger side to driver's side. There's a bolt that's bolting the turbo from the bottom to the block. It's extremely difficult to get to. You can't see it. I had to feel with my fingers on both sides. I had to take my shift link bracket off and see, but I found it. It's on this side. And for the Audi TT 180 guys that are wondering where the hell it is, and you're tired of screaming and throwing shit like I am, here it is. I don't know, here, turn the light a little bit more this way. You see my ratchet up there? So you got your, I hope the camera's picking this up. God, that would suck because I hate climbing under here for nothing. Here is your oil return. Okay, we know that. Oil return. Up here is your, behind my ratchet, I had to move this up. Here's your coolant return right here, and the hose is just sitting up there behind the ratchet. But turbo's right here. That little bolt, if you feel above where your axle comes out, you'll probably have to take it out. You might not have to, but if you feel above there, right at the bottom of the turbo, you'll feel the end of a bolt. It's 13 millimeter. If it's rusty, a 14 will probably work, but 13 fit on mine. I kind of smashed it on there a little bit. But yeah, that's the last bolt. So I'm gonna finish turning him out, and we're gonna finally get this damn turbo out the car. That little bitch. Obviously this video here has been spanned out over a few days because I'm a busy guy and I can only work on this at night, typically. But I have finally freed the damn turbo, so now it's time to pull it out. Another new day. Ran into a problem, couldn't get the turbo out, so I took the manifold off. Just took out the last bolt on the manifold. Now I can get the turbo manifold out and get more access to the turbo. Oh yeah. You know, since I have this out, part of me wants to just upgrade it, but I don't know. Is it time? Could it finally be time? After fighting this bitch for so long, am I finally able to get the turbo out of this thing? Come on. Come on, baby. Grr! Grr! Wow. For such a little turbo, this thing is fucking super fucking awkward to get out. How do people get it out the top? How do people get it out the top? Oh my god. People who have done this before are probably cringing right now. Not that I give a fuck, but just enjoy this. Enjoy watching me struggle. Oh man, it'd be nice to have someone else underneath to feed this freaking oil return line so it doesn't get caught on everything in its mother. What are you stuck on? I just want it out. Oh, there we go. Yes! 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 This thing, you're a bitch. I did it! What would have taken a shop maybe an hour and a half took me about 4 days, just because I'm busy and only have limited time to work on this thing, but I did it. And I am so happy because I can already tell what the problem is. You hear that? That's the sound of shaft play. KO3s have a little more shaft play than other turbos, but not that much. And you can see all the oil just gummed around this freaking oil return line right here, because the turbo sits like this. Look at that, it's just dumping out of there. Definitely a bad turbo seal. Lots of play in there. Yeah, definitely a turbo, boys. We just got a $100 car with a bad turbo. But I'm definitely ordering a new turbo because why not go faster? New turbo, new tune, new downpipe, new intake, adding a front mount, turn this little 180 into a, I don't know, 260, 300, 350. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I want to pay for. This was supposed to just be a little gas saver / getting to the job site when I leave the trailer there to save gas on the truck and save miles on the truck, but I don't know. Paid $100 for it, and it's got a bad turbo, and it's only got 137. So I kind of want to just make it a race car and gas saver. By the way, Disgruntled Brewing out of Pearl, Minnesota. This beer right here, Smoothie Parfait. It's got blueberry, pomegranate, chocolate syrup, vanilla, granola, cinnamon, marshmallow, and lactose, which is milk. Holy shit. I'm a dark beer guy, not really of a girly ale guy, but damn, this thing tastes like a fucking Little Debbie's shortcake with some kind of fruit and whipped cream on it. That's what I think of when I drink this. So if you see Disgruntled Brewing in your liquor store and you're wanting to try something nummy, buy one of these Fat Boy cans. Smoothie Parfait. Good job, boys. I'm gonna get shit done one way or another. It might take me a little bit longer and might have to, hack a few things up to get it out, but get it out. And now I know what the problem is. Shaft play. So we're gonna put the bitch back together with a new turbo, new downpipe, and some other go fast parts.